I'm Laura Rose, and today on Change Starts at Home, you'll meet London Breed, who's running for District 5 Supervisor in San Francisco. And you'll find out why her efforts are not just political, they're also personal. London, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Laura, for having me.
This really is a personal race for you. You grew up in District 5, right?
Yes, yes.
So what was that like, and how did it inspire you to now want to go and run for supervisor?
Well, I grew up in public housing in District 5, and I wasn't exposed to much as a child there, but it was a good childhood. We had kids everywhere, we walked to school, we hung out together, and as I got older, I started to see that we had a lot of drug use, alcohol abuse, and a number of things that were impacting our communities in a negative way. And I found out early on as an employee of the Mayor's Youth and Training Program when I was 14 that there was a better way. There were options. There were other opportunities that existed outside of my environment. And so I really worked hard. I worked hard, and I had a community of people who encouraged me, who supported me, who pushed me, who yelled at me at times to do the right thing, to stay on the right path. And as a result, I went to college and graduated and felt really obligated to come back and work in the community.
So great. And you have been working in the community for years as the executive director of the African American Art and Culture Complex,
Yes.
right? So what kind of insight has that given you in terms of how small businesses work in the city, and in particular in that area and what their needs are?
Well, just like a small business, I mean, we raise money. They sell products, we raise money. And keeping the doors open, keeping the space available, serving our customers, serving our constituency, it's the same with small businesses. They have struggled over the years in the Fillmore area in particular, and what I've noticed as I campaigned around the district is that many of the businesses are facing a lot of the similar challenges. They're facing changes in the neighborhoods, changes in the products, additional revenues that they have to pay to the city for fees that don't even make sense half the time. And so just the frustration of just wanting to have a small business and do a lot of great things for the community, but not having the support they feel is necessary in order for their business to succeed. And as a nonprofit art center director, it is important for me to succeed, for our artists to succeed, our children, for us to have a place where people can come together and really be a community. And so it's important for us to continuously work together, support one another, and make sure that city government is held accountable to making sure that communities come together in those kinds of ways. And by charging fees that are really unnecessary, we defeat the purpose of what is meant by bringing the community together.
Well, amen to that. And you have really, done an amazing job there with the community centers. So thank you for that. It's huge. But you've also served on several commissions already for the city. So how do you think being in those roles will help you as supervisor?
Well, I served on the San Francisco Redevelopment Agency Commission for 5 years. I'm currently on the San Francisco Fire Commission, and I do this because I feel like I owe it. I owe it to the city, I owe it to my community to serve, to be the kind of public servant that I want to see others be in our great city. And so I think part of what's prepared me is just really, just the privilege of serving, just the honor in serving and doing something that impacts the community positively. As you might know, in the Western Addition in particular, redevelopment is a bad word, and it pretty much destroyed a vibrant African American community there. And as a result, we're dealing with a lot of the negative impacts of just a community losing, its vibrancy, its culture, its heritage, and government did that. And so as a commissioner, I was able to make some changes to that. I was able to extend certificate of preference programs that included not just children, but grandchildren. Little things to try and right the wrong, although it'll never have a significant enough impact of what it's done in the past. But government, as a commissioner or as a public servant in any capacity, can be used to right the wrongs of the past. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what being a commissioner has taught me in my role, and I know that that will be something that I would depend on in my role as a supervisor.
And you've learned how to negotiate all of the what happens in the city, and that's complicated.
Yes, you have to know how to work with people. You have to know how to have good relationships, and also sometimes you have to kind of go after people, but you don't want to take away folks' dignity in doing that. You know, if someone is wrong, they're wrong, and you hold them accountable, but it doesn't mean you have to, you know, just really beat them down. It's just they're still a part of the community and what makes the community works. And us together, we may not always agree, but we all have a similar passion and desire. We may just have different ways of going about it. So it's something that we have to think about when we serve the public. We have to understand that we serve everyone, the people we agree with and the people that we don't.
Right, and you have done so much, and you've gotten some incredible support, and I was so impressed with Kamala Harris, our Attorney General, and she not only endorsed you, she actually personally went with you to City Hall when you filed your papers to run. That is amazing. You must have felt really good about that. So.
I felt amazing. I mean, having the Attorney General of the state of California accompany you to pull papers for a local position, not only what she was saying that it was important that we support each other, that we support these sort of positions which are truly valuable in our communities, but we support women who are strong, who are capable of stepping up to the plate and basically fighting against injustice in the name of protecting the community. And so that was the statement. Not only did, you know, our Attorney General accompany me, but I have people from every neighborhood association, whether they were current or past presidents or board members of neighborhood associations throughout the district that accompanied me there as well. And that was just really a good feeling. So
that's a great way to start, that's for sure.
Yes.
So how can people find out more about your campaign and get involved?
LondonForSupervisor.com. Check out the website, email me. I answer all of my emails.
Sounds great.
And I'm available. I meet with people all over the district. I'm willing to come to a house party or anything that I'm invited to. If I'm available, I'll show up. I'm accessible. And so LondonForSupervisor.com, and I'd love to meet people who live in District 5 and other people throughout the city who care about making sure that our city has good representation at City Hall.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much for having me, Laura.
Absolutely. Make sure that you check out London's website and join us back here for the next episode of Change Starts at Home.